Dr. Ferguson, you've talked a lot about making dietary changes.
Mm-hmm.
What role does nutrition play?
Nutrition plays a large role. I mean, you can imagine like a car, the fuel you put in a car, it's important, and the type of fuel you put in will change the effectiveness of the car. Well, we're the same way. Our body has certain essential elements that it requires to function optimally, and we have to get those through our food. Our food is our fuel, and so you know, you've heard that concept, you are what you eat. There really is something to that.
Is there?
If you look at the cells in the human body, the outside of the cell is fat. And the fat that is in that outside of the cell is directly affected by the fat we eat. And the foods we eat, say it's a cow, the fat in the cow is directly affected by what the cow eats. And so you can actually change health measures by changing what you eat, by, say, swapping out the kinds of fat you eat. If you eat more arachidonic acid, as an example, it's a fatty acid that's found in land animal meats, in eggs, dairy products, and that arachidonic acid is part of the biochemical inflammatory pathway in our body, and the amount of arachidonic acid in our cell membranes is directly influenced by the amount we eat. So if you say eat a cow that's grass-fed versus a cow that's corn-fed, it may have different amounts of arachidonic acid in it. And same goes for omega-3 fatty acids, omega-6 fatty acids. All these types of fats are found in food, and the fats in our cell membranes then are affected by how much we eat of those foods.
So if you have an inflammation problem and you're eating a lot of meat, you might want to taper off on that.
Yeah, or at least change maybe the types of meats you're eating. Say turkey has less fat in it than beef. Bison has a lot less fat in it than beef as well. You know, organic meats usually have a better fat profile than non-organic meats. And so yeah, you want to, the goal is to provide yourself with the essential elements to function optimally. And that, in general, for most people, I recommend a whole foods diet. In other words, you know, less processing. When you process foods, it zaps a lot of the nutrients in the foods.
Sure.
And the more whole a food is, the less it spikes your blood sugar, the more fiber it provides, which helps with bowel regularity, as well as satiety, staying full with that food. But it also, whole foods provide more nutritional value. And in fact, organic food provides more nutritional value than non-organic. So organic isn't just a choice of, I want, you know, to promote farmers doing things more sustainably. It also affects health. Many studies have shown organic foods are much higher in nutritional value and much lower in chemicals like pesticides and heavy metals. And so eating organic foods can give you more nutritional value for the food you eat. Now, some foods are more affected than other foods as far as commercially grown. You know, some foods have more pesticides than other foods.
Right.
And there's ways of figuring out which foods are higher and lower. But in general, you know, whole foods diet is good because you need the nutrition to run your body optimally. And the nutrition you eat also affects your mood. There are several studies looking at school lunchrooms, looking at prisons, and they change the types of food they eat and see what happens. And in these schools and in these prisons, the foods they eat, when they change it to a more whole foods and incorporate some organic foods and make it healthier food, the behavior gets better. They have less incidence of behavioral issues in the schools and in the prisons. And I've seen this a lot with my patients with depression and anxiety, that when I make some food changes, recommendations for them, that it really affects their, not only their moods, but their energy. So that's another thing people complain about is fatigue. The food choices you make affect fatigue. If you're eating a lot of foods, say, that are really high in sugar, well, sugar has the effect of, for one, depleting you deplete more nutrients through your urine. Calcium, magnesium are depleted through the urine. High sugars also give you more of a yo-yo effect in your blood sugar.
Right.
It spikes your insulin, And insulin then tells the sugar to get inside your cells, and so then you actually get a sugar drop, and then you feel hungry, and you feel jittery, and you feel anxious and want to eat more foods that will then spike your sugar again, and then you get in this yo-yo thing, and that can be very tiring. So when people eat, smaller, more frequent meals that are lower glycemic index, their energy is a lot better. Because to make energy in the body requires certain nutrients and certain processes to happen, and if you're not getting those nutrients, then you're not going to make energy.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.